Hello people and welcome to Shifting Gears and welcome inside the 2020 Hyundai i20. Now as promised, in this video I am driving the 1 liter turbo petrol variant. मेरे साथ है the 7-speed dual clutch automatic gearbox variant. इस turbo petrol engine के साथ आपको एक IMT gearbox option भी मिल जाता है. और इस वीडियो में हम बात करने वाले हैं about the city performance. अब ये गाड़ी एक्साइटिंग जरूर है, 120 PS की पावर आपको मिल रही है, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है that you are going to get a chance to drive this car fast all the time. You're not going to be on the highways all the time. You are going to be inside your city limits. Maximum amount of your ownership is spent inside the city. अब सबसे important point ये है जो काफी लोग हमें पूछते हैं is the heating issue that you might encounter in a dual clutch automatic. The thing that you have to do is when you come at a halt, when the signal is long, just slot it in neutral or just slot it in park. That way you will preserve the gearbox and whenever you want to start rolling, just slot it in D and start driving. अब काफी लोग ये डिबेट करते हैं कि हमने एक ऑटोमेटिक गियरबॉक्स वेरिएंट खरीद लिया है, so why should we make these gear changes? But this is something that you have to do. This is the right thing to do if you're buying such a car. And this engine and gearbox combination, by the way, otherwise is brilliant. So if you have to make this slight amount of effort, just do it. अब सबसे पहली चीज जो आपको इस Hyundai i20 की पसंद आने वाली है, that is the light controls of this car. Steering wheel super light, very nice and zippy. तो आपको सिटी में चलाते वक्त बिल्कुल भी दिक्कत नहीं होने वाली है. Changing lanes and then making U-turns, everything is very easy. So even if you share this car with your family members, say with your kids, with your wife, with your parents, or even grandparents, if they want to drive this car, it's going to be comfortable for everyone. This car will suit everyone's requirement. आपको काफी अच्छी visibility भी मिल जाती है, तो सिटी में चलाते वक्त you can easily gauge the overall dimensions of the car और आप इसे काफी आसानी से चला पाओगे, move कर पाओगे. You get reverse parking sensors as well. And if you think you are not getting a good view of what is behind you inside the city, आपको DRVM function भी मिल जाता है, where you can activate the reverse camera feed full time over here on this primary infotainment. So this is also going to come in handy if you think this is necessary. Now in my books, अगर आपको कोई गाड़ी खरीदनी है, the most important thing is NVH, is the cabin quiet. क्योंकि जब आप आपकी गाड़ी में ज्यादा टाइम स्पेंड करना चाहते हो, if the cabin is quiet, you are going to be stress free and then your ownership cycle is going to be really good and you will really like your car that much more every day when you are seated inside and when you are driving it or being driven around. ये जो Hyundai की नई i20 है, the cabin insulation is fantastic. Bonnet के नीचे आपको sound deadening material नहीं मिल रहा है in this car, but still the cabin is very quiet. जब आप ये गाड़ी city speeds पे चला रहे हो, आपको engine noise बिल्कुल भी सुनाई नहीं देने वाला है. If you are driving the car fast, say once the engine RPM is over 4000, आपको वो engine का sporty sound थोड़ा बहुत अंदर सुनाई देता है. This is a turbo petrol motor, but still, even when the engine noise creeps inside the cabin when you are revving it hard, it is not really uncomfortable. It is not thrashy at all, and it is not overly loud. So you will like it and you will appreciate it as well. And of course, inside city limits, you are not driving too fast. तभी आपको wind noise की तो तकलीफ नहीं होने वाली है. And on a good piece of tarmac, road noise जो है वो भी cabin के अंदर ज्यादा आपको सुनाई नहीं देता है. तो आपका experience जो है वो काफी अच्छा होने वाला है. And when you are getting a 7-speaker premium Bose sound system in this car, when you are listening to music, of course, the NVH package, you are not really going to be bothered about the engine noise or the road noise or the wind noise, because that sound system is just going to overshadow everything, every other noise inside the cabin. So that is also something that you are going to really like. AC performance जो है इस गाड़ी का वो भी काफी अच्छा है. जो climate control system आपको दिया गया है, that also performs really well. Today we were driving the car in really harsh light. It was a very bright and sunny day today here in Mumbai, but we had absolutely no problems from the AC in this cabin of this i20. Before we move to the engine and gearbox point, let me also talk about the ride quality. Suspension setup जो है इस गाड़ी का, it is really good. It dams up the broken Indian roads very well. Undulations पे से ये गाड़ी आप काफी आसानी से चला पाते हो. Right now, the car that I'm driving, the tire pressure is really off. It is at 40, 42, 41, and this is not really ideal. लेकिन even with overinflated tires, the ride quality is really good. I mean, I have had no problems inside the cabin and I have been comfortable even on the nastiest of speed breakers and even on really big potholes. So overall जो balance भी है इस गाड़ी का वो भी आपको काफी पसंद आएगा. अब balance जो है it doesn't really matter too much जब आप city speeds पे गाड़ी चलाते हो because you are not really driving fast. लेकिन ओवरऑल कंफर्ट के मामले में ये गाड़ी आपको जरूर खुश रखेगी. You can check it out. The road is undulated, but I am not at all feeling any jerks being here on the driver's seat of this all-new Hyundai i20. Now let's talk about the engine and gearbox combination. ये जो नई i20 है, ये जो 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission है, ये आपको सिर्फ इसके 1 लीटर टर्बो पेट्रोल मोटर के साथ ही मिलता है. Now this engine is powerful. आपको 120 PS की पावर मिल रही है. So on paper it is the most powerful car in the segment right now, and it is also fast. Hyundai claim कर रहा है that this new i20 with this engine and gearbox can sprint from 0 to 100 km/h in 9.9 seconds. लेकिन ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि ये गाड़ी आप सिर्फ तभी अप्रिशिएट करोगे जब आप गाड़ी तेज चलाते हो. Check this out. Right now I am at city speeds and the car is very easy to manage. Gearbox जो है वो ज्यादा जर्की नहीं है, ज्यादा स्नैची नहीं है. जब आप गाड़ी तेज चलाते हो तभी भी आपको ज्यादा हेड नॉड फील नहीं होता है in the gear shift transition. So it does that very seamlessly, and even at city speeds the gearbox performs brilliantly. जब भी आप ब्रेक पेडल पे से पैर हटा देते हो it very easily moves forward. Right now you can notice I am approaching a toll and it is crawling close to 6 to 7 km/h. तो बम्पर टू बम्पर ट्रैफिक में ये जो क्रॉल फंक्शन है ये आपको जरूर पसंद आएगा. इट इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी वेरी यूजफुल. आपको एक्सेलरेटर इनपुट देने की जरूरत नहीं है. इट स्टेज एंगेज्ड इन फर्स्ट गियर एंड इट जस्ट कीप्स क्रॉलिंग. ऑल्सो एक और चीज जो इस गाड़ी की काफी अच्छी है, अगर आप ये गाड़ी चला रहे हो एंड इफ you know encounter a speed breaker, if the speeds drop under 10 km/h as well, at times the car just holds on to the second gear and it still stays on the second gear and just continues picking up momentum once you press the accelerator pedal. So that is also a good way of the car managing the gearbox to give you the optimum efficiency and also to stay in the ideal rev range to then pick up good amount of pace once you kick down on the throttle pedal. अगर आइडियल शिफ्ट पॉइंट्स की बात करें, जब आप गाड़ी काफी आसानी से चलाते हो, when you are feathering the accelerator pedal, the upshifts are happening close to 1800 or 2000 RPM mark, and that is very ideal to give you the best mileage. जब आप ये गाड़ी सिटी में चलाते हो, the mileage figure that you can expect is close to 13 kmpl. When you include a small highway run in your office commute, if you are going to drive maybe 30 kilometers in a day, you can expect close to 15 kmpl from this engine and gearbox, and that is something that is good, right? If you are getting 120 PS of power, अगर आपको एक fast shifting 7-speed dual clutch automatic gearbox मिल रहा है, this mileage figure of maybe ranging between 12 to 15 kmpl should be acceptable, and it shouldn't pinch you and it shouldn't hurt your wallet. ये जो नई Hyundai i20 है, the power and performance that is on offer, the car stays nice and calm till the time you are gentle on the throttle pedal. But whenever you need that sudden burst of power, just kick down on the accelerator pedal. The gearbox drops a couple of gears if at all it thinks it needs to drop multiple gears. It might take some amount of time. It takes a split second for the gearbox to sense the ideal gear for that much input from the throttle pedal. लेकिन उसके बाद जो performance आपको मिलता है, जो acceleration आपको मिलता है, you will be happy with it and you will enjoy your everyday drive with this i20. अभी गाड़ी चलाते वक्त, ये ऑटोमेटिक वेरिएंट चलाते वक्त आपको एक काफी अच्छा डेड पेडल दिया गया है, so you can rest your left foot at all times very easily. You have very well spaced out A and B pedal, यानी कि एक्सेलरेटर और ब्रेक पेडल जो है वो काफी अच्छे से spaced out हैं. You have aluminum pedals, they look good and you get good grip as well with the rubberized pattern that you have on those pedals. तो वो भी एक अच्छी चीज है. And in your daily life, there is nothing that is going to make you feel uncomfortable inside the cabin. In terms of the driver's point of view, in terms of the driver's use, ease of use, ergonomics में भी आपको कोई भी दिक्कत नहीं होने वाली है. Things fall in your hand very nicely. The extreme end of the touchscreen is also very easy to reach. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि एक बड़ा touchscreen infotainment मिलने के कारण आपको काफी ज्यादा stretch करना पड़ता है to just use it. This is very well laid out. और यहाँ पे जो डोर ट्रिम पे कंट्रोल्स दिए गए हैं, they also fall in your hand very nicely. So all things are very ideal. all things are of top quality, and this is definitely a premium hatchback in every aspect, and it is going to set new benchmarks in the segment. अब इस नए i20 में आपको कोई एडिशनल ड्राइविंग मोड्स नहीं मिलते हैं. You do not get an eco mode which you can activate inside the city. I think Hyundai should have offered that. There are other cars in the segment which offer such kind of features, especially the Tata Altros, and that just adds that wow factor. अब उस चीज से ज्यादा फर्क शायद लोगों को नहीं पड़ेगा, and especially if you are buying a 1 liter turbo petrol engine which is supposed to be sporty, you would not really expect that, but why not just give it? It just is a good talking point. But if you want to play around even inside the city, आपको यहाँ पे इस gear console पे एक sport mode भी मिल जाता है, which is the Tiptronic mode. Just push the gear lever to the right hand side and then move it up and down to upshift or downshift, and it is very easy as well to make use of this gearbox and to have better control over this gearbox. But I would recommend कि आपके daily के इस्तेमाल के लिए just slot it in standard D mode and just enjoy your daily journey, your daily commute. अब एक और चीज जो काफी important है for you to be happy in any car is the seat comfort. इस Hyundai i20 के साथ on the top trims आपको leather upholstery मिलती है. First, that is going to be very easy to clean and manage throughout your ownership. और सीट का जो कंफर्ट है वो भी काफी अच्छा है. सीट कंपाउंड जो है वो भी काफी सपोर्टिव है. There is no adjustable lumbar support. There is adjustment for your seat height. मेरी हाइट है 5 feet 8 inches and I am very comfortably seated over here. अगर आप 6 feet tall भी हो, आप काफी आसानी से इस गाड़ी को चला पाओगे, and it will be very convenient for you to find the ideal driving position as well. The seat in this i20 is also very nicely bolstered, तो मुझे काफी अच्छा lateral support भी मिल रहा है. तो जब मैं ये गाड़ी तेज चलाना चाहता हूँ, it is going to hold on to me and keep me in place. So that is also a good thing inside the cabin of this car. Steering wheel जो है, it is also of the right size. It feels good to hold on to. I wish इस turbo petrol variant पे आपको एक flat bottom steering wheel मिल जाता. It would have just looked that much more sporty. It would have just added further to the overall appeal. And there are no paddle shifts in this car. I really think that is a big miss because the Hyundai i20 is now expensive, and at this price I think paddle shifts would have really added more value to the package that the i20 has to offer. Now talking about brakes, इस i20 के साथ obviously आपको ABS with EBD तो मिल रहा है. You have all the safety features that you need in this premium hatchback. But I think that the brake pedal could have felt a little better in terms of the feel that it offers to you. ब्रेकिंग परफॉर्मेंस ठीक ठाक है. आपको गाड़ी स्टॉप करते वक्त ज्यादा दिक्कत नहीं होने वाली है. इवन इन एन इमरजेंसी you will be able to stop the car nicely once you start understanding the use of the brake pedal, the travel of the brake pedal, and the bite that you are getting from these brakes. I wish it was slightly more sharper and that I did not have to press the brake pedal for that much longer and that much deeper. It does feel slightly squishy or maybe spongy, whatever you would like to call it. But अगर आपने ये गाड़ी टेस्ट ड्राइव की है तो आप मुझे जरूर बताइए if you think that the brake pedal is acceptable as per your standards or not. And one more important thing, ये जो turbo petrol motor है, this is a 3-cylinder engine, but you do not really feel all those vibrations when you are inside the cabin. आपको बिल्कुल भी buzz feel नहीं होता है. There is a very mild vibe that you might notice अगर आप काफी ज्यादा effort दे देते हो to make out that difference between a 3-cylinder and a 4-cylinder motor. But otherwise, this is a very refined engine, typical of every other Hyundai engine, and that again is going to put this new i20 on the top step in the premium hatchback segment. अब इस गाड़ी की कीमत शुरू होती है from rupees 6.80 lakh और जाती है all the way up to 11.18 lakh rupees ex showroom. It is not really cheap, it is expensive, but it has all the features that you need. It has plenty of segment best and segment first features. तो एक बार आप ये गाड़ी ट्राई कर लेते हो, once you give it a shot, once you go and test drive it, once you sit and feel the car completely, you will appreciate the package that Hyundai is offering. And when you compare it to competition, you are just getting so much more. तो कमेंट से मुझे बताइए क्या लगता है आपको about this all new Hyundai i20. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Would you consider buying it or not? Till next time, see you soon. Always guys, wear a seat belt even if you are inside city limits. काफी लोग ये कहते हैं that they wear a seat belt only when they are out on a highway. That is such a stupid thing to say. Wear your seat belt at all times and just have fun. Enjoy shifting gears on your cars and also the content that we bring to you on our YouTube channel.